previously I would have recommended like minimum viable strategy is just flick on your webcam and do it there. But I think the bar is getting higher. You need something that's going to help you get more cut through. And that's why I think coming somewhere like here makes a lot of sense. Have that visual difference, look more professional and polished.
Welcome to Content on the Go from Podpace, where momentum always beats perfection. I'm Darren, American expat, 14 years here in Sydney, and I spent that time helping businesses from Google and Spotify down to local startups grow through organic content and video. And today we're talking about the thing that every business owner knows they need to do, but somehow it keeps ending up on this week's or next week's to-do list. 91% of businesses say it's critical to their strategy. And the number one reason that the rest aren't doing it is because they don't know where to start. All right, so we got George Coudounaris. Yeah, I know. It's tough to say that. Right here with me, B2B marketing expert, co-founder of the B2B Playbook podcast, good friend also, the B2B incubator, and closed circuit selling. Is that correct?
Spot on. Thank you for pronouncing my last name correct.
Yeah, I learned from Kev, who is your co-host and co-founder of B2B Playbook. George's entire mission is bringing clarity to B2B strategy that drives revenue. And he has one of the most listened to B2B marketing podcasts in Australia. And I remember when you launched your first episode and I was like, oh, this is cute. And then I saw like 2 years, 3 years later, you guys are killing it. And this is actually, that was 2021 you launched?
Yeah. We'd be 4 years into it now. I think we're at 220 episodes. So
that's five.
Five then. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so I love that. Just super consistent, just constantly putting out amazing value. But let's get right into your rapid fire because I want to help the world out there, all the B2B companies and B2C companies out there as quickly as possible because we all are time strapped. All right, hot take. First question, B2B video in 2026, is it nice to have or non-negotiable?
Non-negotiable, absolutely must have it. I think for us, it's always been a layer that builds the depth of trust that you don't get like with just text or articles. I think it's a place for people to get much deeper with you, get more familiar with you, build far more trust. Probably the second best thing to in-person.
Very true, 100% agree. All right, what's the number one mistake businesses make when they finally do start making video?
Probably not repurposing it or having an engine to take that one great recording that you did and turning it into your LinkedIn posts and videos, YouTube shorts, TikToks, like having an engine so you just record once and repurpose forever.
I'm going to riff on that for a second. 100% agree. And it is such a low-hanging fruit. Yes, it is effort, even with all the technology out there. But if you can create a system and a process to do it, everyone's not watching everything you post, your clients, customers, whatever. And I've just found that because I'm on everything with my content stacking, I call it content stacking method, so many people are now going, oh, I've never had one person say, seen you everywhere, Darren, stop posting, stop giving me value. Like no one complains about giving value. So 100% agree on that. All right, back to the rapid fire. LinkedIn video versus YouTube. I know exactly what you're going to say on this.
Well, I'm a LinkedIn guy. I'm LinkedIn first. But having said that, most of our content, again, is recorded now for YouTube. Like the B2B Playbook podcast is a podcast where the video goes on YouTube first and then we repurpose to LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is like a very important channel for us to distribute that video. But we always make sure that it's worthy of YouTube as well.
I remember actually early on in the YouTube days when you got on YouTube and you said something, I might botch this up, but I think you guys had a couple hundred subscribers, which is really good, especially because you're very niche. You're B2B. You're not Kim Kardashian or whatever. You don't need millions. You're not Joe Rogan. You don't need millions of views and subscribers to be effective. But I remember you said that something like you converted people from YouTube, right, to your course because they were like, oh, I watched you. And you were like, I didn't even know people on YouTube. And then you started upping your YouTube game, but you were just posting kind of just like, well, I already have the video on LinkedIn and you're like, might as well go to YouTube. And then you realized that a very small amount of people were affected. And then you were able to get a return on your investment, which was pretty much nothing because you already did the video.
Yeah.
And how effective YouTube was. You realized that. And that was such a light bulb for me.
Massively. I mean, yeah, even with like relatively few subscribers back then, again, that's why I spoke about the depth earlier. I think it just builds so much depth and trust with those people that you don't necessarily get from other formats, which is why we are really all in on video and YouTube in particular. It's also incredible for ranking within Google search engine results too. I mean, we rank really highly. It's not necessarily like our landing page, but our YouTube videos for like a lot of really key terms, because basically, like, especially in B2B, no other company is really bothering to do it that well. And so we're just leapfrogging competition and getting up there really, really quickly. We also do a thing where with every video we record, that then becomes like an article and shorts. We stack that all into one like big article page that has everything embedded in it. And whatever update has happened recently, like, we're finding that's killing it for us in terms of like rankings within Google, but also getting um, people seeing us within AI search platforms too.
Yes, same. I was. Thank you for reminding me. A couple of my videos have done very well on YouTube, and YouTube obviously is Google, and Google search is loving me. I'm getting so much more traffic to my website, which is driving more people to my newsletter, signing up newsletter, and AI is recommending. So
Yeah.
Gemini is recommending things for really generic stuff with running. So I have the running brand, 1% Better Runner, and yeah, I think Claude is recommending me too. Like, they're all recommending me because I'm doing well on Google. That's an ironic thing that's happening with AI, is that if you rank high on the search engine, the AI ranks you high. And yeah, we can talk about that another day. Fourth question: time poor CEO or head of marketing. You deal with a lot of these people. They have a tight budget, low time. What's their minimum viable video strategy?
I think try and knock everything out like maybe once a quarter. Plan ahead and come and book somewhere like this, like a podcast studio. It's not going to cost you that much, and knock it out, in a couple of hours, and then use that content repurposing system to really fuel your content for at least the whole quarter. Most people could probably get at least 6 months out of it.
You can get so much. I have a content stacking method where I can get 24 pieces of content out of one 30-minute video podcast. Probably could do 50 pieces
Yeah.
if you really wanted to. But yeah, if you think about it beforehand, it's actually quite easy to do that. And they're actually valuable how to. I know you love the your 5Bs framework, which hopefully we'll get into in the roundtable. But yeah, that's, always try to help people.
Can I just add
Yeah,
one more thing? I think previously I would have recommended like minimum viable strategy is just flick on your webcam and do it there. But I think the bar is getting higher for content. I think you need something that's going to help you get more cut through. And that's why I think coming somewhere like here makes a lot of sense for people to help get that cut through, have that visual difference, look more professional and polished.
All right, finish this. Most businesses think video is about X, but it's actually about Y.
I think most think it's just about the CEO or the thought leader looking fantastic and getting out there and being seen to be professional. But it's really about your unique point of view as a company and why you're different to others. And I think that needs to come out in your video content. Like, every piece of content that you create needs to tie back to that unique point of view, that difference. So then there's genuine impact in what you're saying. And it's not just content for its own sake, or just trying to boost the ego of your CEO or particular thought leader within the business.
One thing businesses keep doing with their content that drives you crazy. So what grinds your gears?
Oh, absolutely not using it, I think, is the worst one. So they'll spend time, money, and energy in creating great videos or great content, and it normally just sits on their website, even if they're lucky, if they get to that stage, let alone creating that content repurposing or content stacking, as you call it, engine, which is really the thing that should fuel all your distribution, to make sure that people keep seeing you, that they understand your point of view, and why, when the time is right for them, you're the best choice over your other competitors.
People are not everywhere. Like, you have to remember, like, it's really hard. Even when I make content, I think, oh, everyone's seeing. I'm like, no, everyone's on different platforms at different times. And the way the algorithm serves them, we don't even know. It's so random.
Yeah.
So to hit people, definitely an email if you can. Obviously, if you have an audio podcast, because those are the two things you can control. There's no algorithm. But then there's YouTube, which has an algorithm. Then there's obviously LinkedIn and all the platforms, Instagram, they all have different outlets. So the more platforms you can be on with high quality without burning yourself out, the better chance you have of getting your message across. And then people obviously remembering it, because they're going to see you once, twice. We don't know. It's so hard to figure out who saw what and when and the frequency. But it's a beautiful thing. It's also messy. So you might as well just spray and pray in a way with strategy. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I mean, you just look at your own habits and the way that you engage with and browse social media, email, whatever it is. We consume media in different ways. We all have different preferences. Some people like listening to podcasts, others absolutely hate it. Some like watching YouTube, others don't like it. Some would just prefer to sit down and read. And that's why the content stacking method is so important, because it allows people to consume that information in a way that works for them. But also, to your point, if you're just posting organically, ultimately it's up to whatever channel you're doing that on. It's up to their algorithm whether or not your ideal customer sees that. So the more shots we have at it, the more tailored it is to that person, I guess the better chance it is that they're going to see that. But unless you're running like advertising, there's really no guarantee that that's going to 100% come across their feed.
All right, last one. What was the moment when you knew this was the work you were meant to do? And I'll put a bit, when I met you 2022, I think we did the first recording, just your passion and just with the B2B playbook, it was like, it shined. And I was like, wow, like I really want to, have that sort of passion with whatever I'm doing. And I love that. Like I absolutely love that. And just seeing you, I'm sure there's been hard times. I haven't seen them, but I've just seen you consistently grow. So again, what was the moment? Because I want to know, you went from agency, bit of your background, you're working in lawyer, correct?
Yeah.
So what was the moment?
Well, I think probably because I hit rock bottom as a lawyer, doing something that I really wasn't passionate about, that I really didn't like, and that was very removed from humans. And then I think the more I got into marketing, particular business to business marketing, I found how important the human factor is, and it's something that I don't think can be replaced. And so it's all about building trust with people, showing that you understand them. I think maybe almost even more so than B2C. It's fundamentally about relationships, and maybe that just suits my personality more. It's what I'm interested in. I like that there's that human aspect. And so I just find it endlessly fascinating because it's about people, and I think people are endlessly fascinating.
It's amazing. Well, thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, Darren.
All the best with B2B.
Awesome. Thanks, mate.